I can't even count the number of jewels and vape devices that we have on this table right now.
Vapes, manila envelopes of marijuana, knives.
It's alarming when you see lots of things that are here, like on the tables, and you're like, oh my gosh, right? Because we want our schools to be safe for all students.
One middle schooler even brought a pickaxe. All of these items were confiscated on campuses of Seattle schools so far this school year.
What does this mean to you?
This means that we have a lot of work to do.
We asked to see what students are bringing to school that breaks school rules.
As you can see, we have this from the elementary school. We have a couple of weapons there.
And what actions administrators are taking.
You can't have knives at school, you can't have drugs at school, like there are lines on that.
Before, having items like these would automatically get you kicked out of class.
So discipline used to be a pretty strict, if you brought a dangerous weapon, which could be a pocket knife, it could be a kitchen knife. We used to have a pretty strict kind of policy as this is just what you would do. And a lot of times that ended up in exclusionary practice, which was an out-of-school suspension for a certain number of days.
Now discipline is different. The legislature made changes 4 years ago to help close opportunity gaps in learning. Districts were directed to create discipline policies that minimize the use of suspensions and expulsions. The focus is to keep kids in class.
Now it's really taking a look at the entire situation of what's going on. So if a student brings, let's say, a pocket knife, it's really figuring out what was the intent, why did the student have it, what was going on, what was all the circumstances surrounding it.
She said she's had kids say they take a metro bus to school for an hour in the dark and they don't feel safe. In another case, a pocket knife was in a backpack borrowed from a sibling who'd been camping. Some of these items were surrendered by the students themselves.
This is probably representative of what we've confiscated this year.
It's a problem every district sees, including Everett, where we met Cascade High School principal Michael Takayoshi.
I think, students are often thinking about sort of short-term consequences and not thinking about long-term impact.
Each item confiscated, vapes, liquid nicotine, and lighters, comes with a phone call to parents. Discipline focuses on education.
The opportunity there is to have a larger conversation about what kind of supports do you need, what kind of supports are available in terms of maybe reversing some bad habits.
What's the weirdest thing that you've had to confiscate? Or you're like, seriously, someone brought that?
And this wasn't a disciplinary matter, but we had a student bring a snake one time.
Vapes top the list. In Everett, they take the device itself. In Seattle, they're taking the entire company to court, suing Juul.
This is a Juul device with a cartridge already inserted.
Lisa Davidson is busy.
100% of our nicotine violations so far this school year have been for vape devices.
She's the manager of prevention and intervention.
Folks, these are some vape devices that we have confiscated from elementary students. It's not very common that this happens, but it has happened.
She works with students and their parents. Each child caught with a vaping device has a drug and alcohol assessment focused on getting them support and keeping them in class.
It's sad. Yeah, it's challenging, and it also gives me drive to want to work hard and to help.
Allison Grandy, Cairo 7 News.
I'm guessing with the squirt guns, it's just a total zero gun.